This is one of my favorite topics. So, as I mentioned before, personal finance should be a part of a literacy training starting from very, very young age. It should become as a part of standard curriculum starting even elementary school, as soon as we start teaching mathematics to our children. So then in high school, we should start teaching the concept of retirement security and build upon it. In fact, one of the other projects that Professor Merton and I are working on is a personal finance children's book series. So when somebody is 5 or 6 years old, they start thinking about the concept and becomes second nature to them. Um, that's how I think about concept of personal finance for laymen, easy to understand. Start early.
Well, if I could just build on what Azita just said on financial education and relate to something else that I mentioned as well in this context, that in the design of financial products and services, if we build them around what people already know, then they don't need to get further financial education in order to use it. Now they say, well, how do you do that? Well, as I said, Randa has actually done it. I'll give you two industries that we all know, big consumer industry. If you get into a 1955, that's a long time ago, Ford sedan, and get behind the wheel. First of all, it's a wheel, same as today. But secondly, where does your foot go? And what's the shape of that? What does it feel like when you push it? You push it down. How does your leg react, etc.? If you get into a 2023 Ford, you will find it's exactly in the same place, the same shape, and it even feels the same. Now, the technology is completely different. In 1955, it was physical metal things that you needed leverage to do. Today, it's all electronic. You could have the accelerator anywhere on the ceiling, on the steering wheel. Why is it that 60 years later, automobiles still have that and still have it that way? That's not an accident. They purposely did that because they want to make it when you get in your new car, one, you know how to use it, you're not intimidated, or you don't have to go back to driving school or have someone teach you with a course how to drive your new car. I mean, that's fundamentally how it's done. Also, safety. We've all been used to driving. We all do it second nature. And so your feet and your hands and everything react faster than your conscious thought. And if you go for the accelerator or the brake and it's not where you want it, or it doesn't work the way you're used to it, that's dangerous. The other place where you see it, mobile phones. The story is if they have to read the manual to use the phone, you're in trouble. They want to take it right out of the box and be able to use it. And in fact, as you look at it, they now put the manuals on. They don't even put a manual in the box. They put it on the internet so you can access it if something goes wrong, but not to understand how to use it. So, two big industries have been doing this uniformly. And I'm only mentioning that so that someone says, oh, that's pie in the sky. We can do that in finance. And I've been trying to, is one of my, as you can hear, passions to implement that. But it's really doable. And I think education is important, but just as important is intelligent design so you don't need unnecessary education. You don't want to force people to have to understand how an internal combustion engine works in order to be able to drive a car.